you were in Thriller with Michael Jackson, and then you became a friend of his and wrote the screenplay for Ghosts, which is absolutely incredible. As a massive music fan, I can't comprehend what that experience must have been like. So first, being a part of Thriller, the greatest music video ever made.
Yeah. Well, that was because the director, John Landis, and I were friends. Rick Baker and all the makeup people involved were friends of mine. And I was invited, my wife Cynthia and I were both invited to be zombies in it.
So unbelievable.
And we did it, and we went through all the hours of makeup and all. And she was shooting for 3 days. I shot for 1 day. And just the opportunity to do that was so great. Nobody knew it was going to be the greatest video ever made. And now, all these years later, it still is. And then years later on Ghosts, it was originally written by Stephen King. And it was going to be a promotional film for Addams Family Values. And the song was going to be at the end. And when everything kind of fell apart for Michael, we were in the middle of shooting that, and he just kind of disappeared. And so it shut down for 3 years. And, I was lucky that Stephen King, we had just shot The Stand, and Stephen King had recommended me as the director. And so later on, as time went on, I did some rewriting and everything. King was not available, and he'd done his work on it. And, Michael and I really hit it off. Everything went great, but it shut down for 3 years, and I was prepping The Shining at that time. And Michael was, saying, come on, you got to believe in it. This is going to be great. It's really beautiful, and we got to finish it. And I said, I can't move my dates. And working on a Michael Jackson schedule is working on a clock painted by Salvador Dali. It's a very flexible time. And so I suggested that Stan Winston, the great makeup artist who'd also directed Pumpkinhead, a couple other movies, I suggested that since he was doing the makeups on this, he and Michael were very close friends, that Stan should finish it so that I could do The Shining, and that's how it worked out.
Wow. I mean, the choreography in Thriller, just in terms of what you saw on that day on set, what sort of sequences did you see, and were you just mind blown by that whole experience?
Well, even more than the choreography, there's the long walking shot of Michael and Ola Ray where they're talking. And, she's talking about being scared. And what are you afraid of? It's not scary. And it's one long tracking shot. But the remarkable thing was, between takes, Michael was just very quiet and shy. And then once John called action, it was bang, this superstar is right in front of you. And he was electrifying, just walking and talking. And before the singing started. But I was around for a few days. I just worked 1 day as an actor. And he was just amazing and sweet and gentle and just, but the sweetness was counterpointed by this galvanizing personality.
The intensity, that was something that we all saw as fans. That, like you mentioned, the sort of innocence and sort of quietness about him, but then on stage he was just raw intensity, wasn't he?
Yeah, I only saw him one time in concert, but he took a group of people down to Mexico City to a stadium that he played there, and that was just amazing. It was on the tour where he would arrive in a jetpack and all that, which of course was somebody else. But it was just the showmanship of this man was unparalleled. There's never been another Michael Jackson since, and there never was before, and there probably never will be again.